In this week's channeled messages from the guides, we talk about how the world might seem to be getting darker. But what that is it's the darkness coming into the light so that what is happening can finally be seen in order to be addressed. So at this point, you get to choose, are you choosing the darkness or are you choosing the light? Are you staying on this earth or are you moving to new earth? So, for those of you that are new to the station, I am a light worker that uses automatic writing to channel messages from my guides, and I share their messages here on the channel. So, let's get into this week's reading. Sometimes the darkness must become worse for some to finally understand and see it for what it is. Sometimes the need to be right will blind some from what is really happening, and those blinders become difficult to remove, even with all the proof in front of them. They will have creative excuses or ways of looking at things that don't coincide with reality. This stems from where their priorities lie in unwillingness to take accountability for choices, actions, and ways of thinking. Some hold firm on these matters and do not crumble easily. For some, they will never crumble, and they will hold these beliefs no matter what. But there are those that still have love in their hearts, the ability to change, and a willingness to see the light. For some, it'll take more drastic measures for them to see, understand, and accept truth and remove the blinders. You can't let what the darkness is doing cause you to live your life in fear. You must remember that darkness must come into the light in order to be addressed. It must show all its cards in order to be fully removed. It must come out of the shadows completely to remove it from its root, so to speak. That is all that is happening. To fully fix a problem, you must fully see how it is connected to everything, what all it affects, and what it is truly capable of if not addressed. Often, when things are at their darkest and when the most people are activated, put differences aside and come together to resolve it. It's often this that creates the catalyst for big changes, lasting changes, and reforms for fixing instead of just taping over cracks and problems. You must keep your focus on the positive side of things. Be excited that change is getting closer. Be excited that things are being transparent so that you fully know what you are dealing with. Be open to the opportunities this presents for a path forward. You don't need to focus on the darkness. Find the light. Find the silver lining. See the counter side of things. Whenever something seems out of balance, focus on what brings it back into balance. Notice the effort, the resources, the community coming together. Notice the roots of the ideas, new opinions, resolutions that are mounting to bring back the balance. If you focus on the light, it will be there and easy to find. You just need to stop looking at the darkness to see it. Let your eyes adjust and fix your lens, and it is there. Darkness is just an option. You live in a world of duality. It's an opportunity to have different experiences, to see things from a different perspective. Everything then is just a choice. What do you want to choose? What is the cause and effect of that choice? What happens if you change your mind or try something different? Things aren't set in stone. As you start to choose differently, you shift the timelines you are on to be more aligned with what you believe, where your focus is, and what frequency you resonate at. Your choices, focus, and thoughts matter as it directly affects your reality. Though there may be darkness in the world, you do not need to accept the path it leads to or lower your vibration to come from fear. You can choose to focus on what it is you want instead and see a future where that comes out on top. You never have to give into and accept something that is only an option and is not set in stone. Everything on this plane is an option. Things are constantly changing. Think of how often you get a new president, a new teacher, a new friend, a new health issue, or weather changes. Things are always in flux, they are never stagnant. You just need to flow with it or change it. You have that option, so use it as needed. You control your destiny, so ask yourself, what are you doing with that knowledge? Are you putting forth effort or settling? Are you evolving or staying with what is familiar? Are you choosing the darkness or the light, high vibration or low? You must start to recognize your part in the story. You aren't just being pulled along, you are the writer and the lead actor in whatever you decide to create. Are you creating war or peace? Are you promoting the earth or continuing the habits that destroy it? Are you scrolling drama or resolve? You have a say in all of this. You don't need to stand by and hope for the best. You can do your part, shift your focus, heal your past, and raise your vibration to what it is you want to see instead. Everything is happening how it needs to for the timeline you are on and what you agree to by others to move certain objectives and storylines along. Though you might be seeing war, hate, greed, etc., it's also a way to force what was happening behind the scenes into the open where cannot be ignored. To get those that take actions to finally say enough is enough and to resolve what has been a problem for centuries. You must remember that it's not necessarily that darkness is running, it's just that it's showing its cards, which you weren't aware existed before. This is the only way you truly know and understand what is happening to be able to address it all instead of letting part of it lay dormant. There is always a breaking point where things have no choice but to change. It's the rising from the ashes or clearing the slate to build something new. You must get to this point to be able to really fix the problem at its source. This is just the source finally coming into the light and being seen. How you respond or react is your choice. You can view it in a positive light with optimism or what improvements can be built in its place, or you can come from darkness and view it from a place of fear or loss and perceive negative outcomes. Whichever you choose is the course or trajectory you are setting yourself on. Your thoughts create your reality. What you accept will continue to be. What you keep viewing as an outcome, your future will become a version of that. You must choose accordingly, not from fear, not from statistics of what you think might be the logical outcome, but what you want to see instead. If enough people recognize this as an opportunity, then it can be taken advantage of and be used as such. It's only when the masses lose hope that the darkness wins. Put yourself on the path and trajectory that you want. Ignore the propaganda. You must remember anything that you see in the media or on stations that rely on ratings are coming from a perspective and trying to get you to tune in. There will always be a bias. If they are looking for the big story, they will find one. If they are looking for community and love, they will find that too. But which pulls more viewers, fear or love? Which is propaganda by those in charge? What is the narrative? Who benefits? You don't have to seek out a view that you don't want to see moving forward. Yes, stay informed to some point, but notice how it makes you feel, what vibration it puts you in, and if it is in alignment with what you want moving forward. If it is not, then find out what is and watch that instead. Notice what your body is telling you. Does listening or watching something cause you to become tense or feel relief? Does it trigger your mind to worst case scenarios or get you motivated about solutions? Does it make you dread the future or become excited about it? These are all choices, your choices. They directly affect what you attract to yourself, the trajectory you are on, and the vibration you resonate at. Be aware of how it affects you and take back your power. You notice the darkness because it's in its last ditch efforts trying to gain control. It's getting sloppy. It is no longer hiding its motives. It is completely exposed. Yes, there will be collateral damage, but you must remember that these were agreed upon sacrifices made prior to incarnation to bring about the changes to come. This is part of that. You must also remember that you raise your vibration and are on a higher timeline than those that aren't aligned will need to fall away. As the new Earth split becomes deeper, some of those individuals aren't coming with you, and how they seem to be removed from your timeline will vary. Sometimes you'll notice, sometimes you will just shift and don't remember. These shifts might seem drastic or might seem natural. It's going to vary as vibrational timelines in new Earth start to take shape. You must remember everyone has free will and can choose their own storyline, vibration, and if they want to continue to play karma, dharma, or if they are ready to evolve and move to new earth. You cannot control others, their choices, or how things play out as the transitions of the planet are happening. You only have some information of the storylines playing out. This is why we ask you to trust the process and only worry about what your responsibility is, which is your focus, your vibration, and the path or trajectory you are on. This is what is in your control. Most everything else is projections, fear, manipulation, and judgment. Learn when those are coming into play and work on letting them go. You don't need to hold on to what is not yours. This is the time to release and move forward. Remove what is holding you back. You cannot move forward into a higher vibration, holding on to things keeping you tethered to the lower ones. It's time to heal, time to release, and time to move forward. Darkness is not your burden to carry. It's a catalyst to remind you to look for the light and make your choice. View what is happening in the world as a test to see which side everyone is on, to see which vibration you choose, to see which version of Earth is in alignment with your view of things. Are you ready to let go and move forward, or do you want to stay and see how dark things can get? It's all up to you as you get to choose your own path. So, where are your thoughts, actions, and choices leading you? Do you choose darkness or do you choose light? Thank you, and I will see you next week.